Hello, my name is Devendra Ranjan, and I'm here to talk about the research, findings, and methodology of Group 2 for Basic Engineering 3, Probability and Statistics. Intro, our research is based upon stress and fast food consumption, and we were trying to find links between those two concepts. Uh, Fast food is super easy to get, it's super common on campus. You can get fast food anywhere. You can get fast food in the student center. You can go down the street. You can order it, get it door dashed, any type of thing. And we want to know, is there a connection? So, right, our purpose. We wanted to know if stress causes higher rates of fast food consumptions. We wanted to know if there was some type of relation between those two. And we wanted to reveal the eating habits of college students and how the stress of a college life might contribute to somebody's poor diet choices, which fast food doesn't always have to be a poor diet choice, but 9 times out of 10, somebody who is eating fast food is practicing poor dietary preferences. And to incentivize people to eat healthier, and to eat healthier is cheaper, and it's better for your energy, it's better for your overall health, obviously, because it's healthier, right? So in our background, stress affects all groups: students, workers, parents, retirees, anybody who has a working, living brain and is walking around with blood in their body can experience stress. It's a natural part of our biology. Fast food is cheap, easy, and gives short-term comfort. 40% of adults eat unhealthy when stressed, and 49% of them skip meals. Our dietary preferences can tell a lot about our stress levels, and that's why we were kind of thinking that there was a correlation between the two. And we also saying in our background that stress triggers cravings for sugary, fatty foods. So, furthering our background, low income areas have more fast food than healthy options. So, in places where people don't have a lot of money, or the median household income is lower than that of the average for the United States, there is a higher concentration of fast food restaurants in places where you can get cheap food very quickly. Irregular work, sleep loss, increase junk food cravings, and that furthers with like the link between low income areas and irregular work, or working night jobs, or just making ends meet requires further work. Not just college students, many groups show stress driven eating. Your eating habits, like I said again, are very determined by your stress levels. Our survey explores why people eat fast food when they are stressed. So this is our hypothesis. We surveyed Wayne State students via Google Forms. We used Google Forms survey to basically ask a variety of questions that didn't just adhere to fast food. They also adhered to just different areas of somebody's life that could also contribute to their stress, because we were expecting a sample size that was going to be possibly at or lower than 100, which is not a very good estimator. We are a D2 school. We have a lot of people who go here. We did just do Wayne State students. I'm sure there was at least one person who wasn't in the Wayne State alumni network or whatever, but yeah, we were trying to interview specific or question specifically Wayne State students. Our null hypothesis was that there is no correlation, or rho equals 0. Rho is referring to the population correlation coefficient. So in our 95% confidence interval, we found a negative 0.3037 to positive 0.192. So both of these are out of the range of our critical value, which I don't have written down right here, but as you can see, this is a very low correlation coefficient. And as a correlation coefficient, we need something at least 1, or like closer to 1, or something pretty high. And this is not what we have here. Result, there is low to no correlation. And I would also like to reference that Detroit ranks number 2 most stressed city in the world. And I'm not in the world, in the US, sorry. Stress may not significantly impact fast food habits according to this sample, but there is a caveat here. We did question specifically Wayne State students and people in Detroit. So people in Detroit it is the second most stressed city in the United States. So on top of everything that we're interviewing with, we have a mostly sample size of stressed people. Like our entire sample size, as you'll see in the later, was mostly stress. So in our methodology, we created a Google form and we polled Wayne State students, as I said, and we asked about stress level and average fast food consumption. We used the Pearson coefficient to find a confidence interval, and the result was about like kind of rounded confidence interval. And we used the Pearson coefficient test to test the hypothesis, and we did not reject the null hypothesis, and therefore we did not prove our alternative hypothesis. Found linear regression of stress in fast food. Y equals y-intercept of 3.5250 plus 0.719x, and that kind of just shows that there is a poor linear relation between the two. The visualization, so we got some graphs over here. On the top, you can see a fast food consumption frequency by car ownership. As you can see, people who own a car are more likely to get fast food, and it doesn't necessarily show completely that you will get fast food automatically if you own a car. For the people who own a car, you can see that there's just a larger area of people who owned a car that got fast food, and the people who didn't own a car, it caps out at 6. And then below that, we have our linear regression. Like I said, there was a low linear relationship between the two. As I can flip back and we can see the slope is 0.0719. That's going to be the slope of this line right here. And our kind of like our area where it's related is very wide. Like our interval for error is very wide there. In our fast food frequency, we found that, well, our ages were from 18 to like 21. We didn't really get a lot of older people who took this, but most of the people who were doing a lot of fast food were between 19. Some of the graphs included were age range, fast food consumption, frequency by car ownership, and fast food versus stress level. Linear regression. Ages ranged from 18 to 23 and 22 to 23 being outliers. There is a small positive correlation between fast food frequency and stress levels. As you can see, it's a very small positive. It's 0.07. The median fast food consumption for car owners and non-car owners is the same. Yeah, the median is the same, but you can see the distribution does have a little bit on the higher side. There is more people who more frequently get fast food if they have a car. Findings are concluded our survey with N equals 59 student responses shows left skewed distribution due to most students showed high levels of stress. Average food consumption was 3.59, meaning food intake about every other day. Our Pearson R value was 0.082 and our P was 0.54, which is not significant and not something that we can compare accurately to our test statistic to reject the null hypothesis. So we cannot reject our null hypothesis because our P value fell way below the value that it needed to accurately reject that. So, in our summary, we are going to investigate the relationship between fast food level and fast food consumption among college students. There was a 59 participant from Wayne State from ages 18 to 23. The correlation found was not significant between stress and fast food consumption. Our 95% confidence interval was 0.03 to 0.12, as I said, suggested low to no correlation. The average food consumption was 3.59, which is about every other day. That's these 3.59 days out of 7 days a week. So it's about every other day. While stress is really significant, it is not enough to prove it has some effect in food habits of college students. So yes, again, we are from group 2. My name is Devendra Ranjan, and the other people in our group are Nashatat Asan, Connor Pullen, Francisco Rockefarhan, Devendra Ranjan, myself, Julio Osana, Dylan Crawford, Gabriel Trevino, Hamid Ambia, and we are in Basic Engineering 3, Probability and Statistics. Thank you for listening.